on, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and we're finally at the end on the last one of our top 10 staples from each colour from set 1. And today we're going to remember what I feel are the top 10 yellow staples from set 1. Now this one I probably have more of a view on because my favourite colour in this game is yellow. Yellow is my favourite colour in Masters, and it is my favourite colour in this one. I think even if I played One Piece as well, yellow would be my favourite colour in that one too, because I never got onto it. But we're going to go over today and have a look and see what we feel the top 10 are now. So, just like we've done with the other video, we've gone through them and probably some similarities in kind of card types. But hopefully it's going to be helpful and you can do multiple things to help out, which is like the video if you enjoy it. Comment down below if you have any disagreements or agreements with what I've picked, or any explanations why, or want to get a bit of discussion in. It'd be really helpful. But the main thing you can do to help, because we're on our way to 1,000 subs, is dropping a subscribe, because it keeps you updated with my videos as when they drop. And if you hit the notification bell, you get alerts to when my videos do drop, so you can watch them there and then, or at a later time and watch them then. So if you can do any of those, that'd be very helpful. But for now, we're going to get into the video and go over what I feel are the top 10 yellow staples from set 1. So, starting off like everyone's, we've got Super Combos. So, Super Combos, once again, are it's a deck building mechanic where you can include 4 copies maximum with Super Combo on the card. And both of these, just like with the other colours, you get 2 Super Combos. You get one from the starter and one from the main set, being Chili and Nail. And even though they have the exact same skills, traits, and stuff like that, the only difference mainly is their traits and names. So the difference being that Nail, one's Nail, being a Namekian, while one's Chili BR being a Frieza's Army. Now, the majority of the time you're going to be playing Chile over Nail because there are some benefits in the fact that she's a Chile Frieza's Army. So you're only going to be using Chile over Nail. But if you don't really benefit or care about the fact that she's Frieza's Army or has any benefit over your lead, you can go ahead and use Nail depending on what you want. Now, they're both really good. And the main reason you want super combos in your deck is because if you look at most of the cards, they've either got combo power of 0, 5k, or 10k. The super combos have a little bit of a benefit, where if you use them defensively during your opponent's turn as a combo from your hand, it gets extra 10k combo, meaning that for one card you can combo one card for 20k power defensively. So rather than use multiple cards to combat with attack, that requires 20k power to get out of, you can do it with one single card, which means these just mitigate the fact that you have to use multiple cards to defend. We can use one defensively. You have to use more cards defensively, but you can use less defensively thanks to these. So you always want to playset, and luckily the Chili comes as a playset in the starter deck, so a good reason to start there. Then we have next one being the Drw Combo, and this kind of comes together because mainly this is about Ginu, because every color has a Cantrip, which we'll probably see. Probably should have done this cantrips before this, but you'll see them in a little bit. And if you watch the other colors, you understand what cantrips are. But Ginu's a really nice one because it's a 1-cost battle card, 5k combo, 5k power, and its effect is activate main, switch this card to rest mode as the cost to draw a card. So every turn while it's on the board, you have to switch this card to rest mode as the cost to then draw a card. Now, normally when cards are in rest mode, you leave your opponent open to attacking them, and being such a weak power means your opponent's going to swing into it even if it's with leave or something else, and make you use a lot of cards to defend it out, which means if you're tapping to rest, you're either using it to draw one time and then losing it, or you're wasting a load of cards just to be able to draw again, which kind of kind of wasted the whole point of it being out. But if you put on board, say, the Frieza lead or Banana here, Banana has an effect just like Frieza, where at the end of your turn, choose up to one of your cards with Frieza Army and special traits, and switch to active mode. So this card is a really nice one because it just provides you with a lot of draw, and that's one big thing Yellow has. It can draw a lot. It can draw a lot. It can draw, it's the most consistent out of the game currently. Because you've got so much draw power and addition, like gaining advantage, that is just you can have huge hands in yellow. And the thing is, every color has access to this, where they can actually make use of it over and over again. Because Frieza just has the fact that when it awakens, it's got its Awaken effect to restand 2 battle cards every turn at the end of your turn. So you can put 2 of these out, make use of them, end turn, put them in active moves that can't be attacked into. The other ones, being Ginyu and Cooler, don't have that benefit of Awakening having that same skill, but they've got Banana kind of function in the deck to kind of do the same thing. Be on board, they'll switch to Ginyu to active mode after being at the end of the turn. So Kiana also have that draw, but additional ways to do it. And Banana's still a good card because even though it's is a card you have to play out, you can still play Ginyu turn 1, Banana turn 2, and that's extra draw every turn. And Banana is also a 15k swing if you want to put some pressure on the unawakened side of your lead, or a 10k combo as well if you want to combo with it. So technically this is about Ginyu, but it's like he kind of comes hand in hand with Banan, being an additional card that you can put in to make as good use of it, like you would in Frieza with the Ever Leaders in yellow as well. Next we have the Ginu Package. That's another thing. Like yellow has some things that kind of go together. It's like combos, and that's one thing that really excites me and I enjoy about yellow, is it's got some interesting and cool combos compared to the other colors. Like some other colors kind of have some combos, but yellow has quite a few and interesting ones. And the Ginyu Package is a big one. Now there's a lot of Ginyu cards because, as you know, the Ginyu Force is a 5-person squad, and there's one for each character, and there's more for its Captain Ginyu. But the main Ginyu Package is kind of these two together. So you've got the 3-cost Raccoon and the 2-cost SR Ginyu. And these make a really nice combination because the funny thing with the SR is it doesn't rely on Ginyu Force cards. It relies on Frieza Army instead, which I think is weird. But the fact it's Frieza Army instead of Ginyu Force is actually a benefit, even though it kind of should be Ginyu Force. Because what they both do is Raccoon is a 3-cost battle card that can help you awaken while also spamming the board. Because it's on play, because for free energy at 20k power as well, because all the Ginyu cards have been 20k outside of Raccoon and Jace. No, sorry, not Raccoon and Jace, Goldo and Jace, and the 1-drop Ginyu. But he's a 20k 3-cost battle card that when you play him, you can add 1 card from your life to your hand, so help you awaken, and then you get to play up to 1 battle card with Ginyu where it's a 2 cost and Ginyu Force's special traits, and play it for free from your hand. So for free energy, you get to play out 20k. Maybe take a life if you want to, and then free play out a 2-cost Ginyu Force card from your hand for free. And this Ginyu Force is a perfect addition. This Ginyu card, SSR, is a perfect choice for that because it's 2-cost 20k, so it's a good pressure for its power within the range of Raccoon to play out, and it's got excellent on play, which Raccoon really helps out with. Because this effect is on play if you have 3 or more battle cards with Frieza Army and their special traits, which both Ginyu and Raccoon count to 2 of them. Then you get to switch 2 your energy to active mode, and then you can't play Ginyu for the turn. So you are locked out playing the card Ginyu for the turn, so the actual character Ginyu, not the Ginyu Force. But you basically played out 2 battle cards for 1 energy. Because as you'll understand, with most of the cards in yellow, they're mainly Ginyu Frieza's Army cards. The majority of cards, like 90% of them, are Frieza's Army cards. You have a few that are just Frieza Clan, like Cooler, or Ginyu's Armor Squadron, like his squad, or now, being a mech can be never get played now. But the majority of cards you have out are Frieza's Army, like Cantrips, other things that are mainly Frieza's Army because they work for Frieza. So as long as you've got one ever card on your board that is Frieza's Army, when you play out this Raccoon, that Raccoon's the second one, then it comes out, free plays the Ginyu, and then that's the third one. Then he looks at it, sees Ginyu, Raccoon, and another battle card as Frieza Army as the 3 on board, and it untaps 2 energy. So for 1 energy, you've paid out 2 battle cards at 20k, with a total cost of 5 for just 1 energy. So 5 cost of cards for 1 energy, and they're both 20Ks to help pressure leader. So for 1 energy, you've got 2 things that can swing your opponent's battle card, which no other really color can really do. And that's amazing. That's a nice little package. And if you don't have the Ginyu, there's other little Ginyu cards you can grab out, play out from this, and you get more benefit from playing more Ginyu cards, but these two can be played together really nicely in any yellow deck. That's what makes it a really nice Ginyu package you all should pick up. 4 copies of both each, just to spam in any yellow deck to get a really nice really nice cheap aggressive package. Then we go into the next card, which is battle card locking, and luckily enough, this is also another Ginyu Force that connects to the Ginyu package. And Goldo is one I feel is a good staple, because while it's a 2-cost 10k combo, but it's only 5k power, so it's not going to be putting any pressure by attacking, but its benefit lies in its effect more than its power. Now 2 cost is not too bad to spam out. It can be played out for free from Raccoon, so that's a benefit there, and take a combo means it's good like a card to combo with. But the benefit of it lies in its effect, which is activate main, switch this card to rest mode, so you have to play it out and switch to rest mode for its cost. And then choose it to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, and it can't switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. Now, yellow kind of really lacks in removal, but what it lacks in removal, it benefits in another way to kind of like hold things off. So rather than actually removing things, you at least make it so if it's going to stay there, it's in a timeout, it can't really do anything. And you can do that by keeping your opponent's cards from being able to switch to active mode, so locking them down. So by using this, you can switch this card to rest mode, choose one of your opponent's battle cards so it doesn't switch back to active mode during the next turn. but then you can restand this with, like, say, the freezer lead or even banana to kind of protect, kind of have it back in active mode so it can't be attacked into, and it's harder to remove unless they use effects then. So this is really nice where if you can't remove something, your opponent's got some trouble with some on board. For 2 energy, you can keep it locked down so it can't be used, but it's still there, but then your opponent can't use it again. And that's kind of how yellow kind of like deals with things by making it so they can't be used, but they still stay there, so they're kind of like made to be pointless. And you want to you might not want to get a playset of this, but you just want to have some copies of it, and even check it with the Ginu Force package in any yellow deck. Then there we go. With the next one, we got Cantrip. So once again, every deck's got them. Every deck's got Cantrips, and yellow has the benefit of having its Freezer Army, so it works with the Ginu Force package and stuff like that. And just once again, just a card that you can play down for it early. Draw a card, help you make it a few cards, and even if you ever draw cards, like sometimes you might not want to play this, but still a Cantrip's always useful in any color. Because if you ever have once in the future where you can't really make use of it, or even in cards like Cooler, you want to be making use of the energy in every turn, and Sorbet is a really good one to do it to help filter for your deck and have that free combo power. Then we have search cards. So yellow, just like green, has some search cards, but his ones are mainly in Zarbon, and Zarbon is a really nice one because it's kind of got the benefits like how we saw the androids in, if you watched the green video, if you've seen the one that got the benefits from the different benefits from androids and Asayan, you have Android 20 looks for specific cards, be it Android 17 or 18, but you have Gohan that looks for a wider range of cards, and kind of this Zarbon kind of functions in between those because it's a searcher just like those two, and it's on plays. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, so you look at 5, which is a good amount of cards to look at. But then you reveal to one card that includes Freezer in its card name, add it to your hand, and place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. Now this has a nice little benefit where instead of looking for specific characters or specific traits, it looks for Freezer. But not just cards that are called Freezer, because there's different kinds of Freezers. You've got Freezer, Golden Freezer, Mecha Freezer. You've got 3 different kinds of Freezer. This looks for a card that, as long as it's got Freezer in its card name, so as long as it includes Freezer in its card name, you can look for it. So if you got Mecha Freezer, Mecha Freezer. Freezer's in its card name, you can grab it. Golden Freezer, Golden Freezer. Freezer's in the card name. Card's just called Freezer. Freezer. You get to grab that, and that's your hand, and gives you and there's a load of Freezer cards that you can find, and they're all really good. You got one as a boss card, you got some as like utility, some as Awakening. Very good targets, mean that you got a nice little Freezer package to add to any yellow deck as well. So this one you want to add a few copies to it. You might not want to place it, but you might want to place it depending on what you want to do. But if you run Freezer cards, this is a nice way to make it so it's more consistent finding them as well. Then we have your Self-Awaken. So here we go. As I said, you got one Freezer in Self-Awaken, and you got good ones here. And yellow has a good few cards of Self-Awaken, and some more consistent ones than the other ones. And majority of, I don't think there's any that cost 1 or less. There's all cost 2, so they're a bit more costly, but they all have kind of recurrent effects and useful effects. You got Zarbon, that's same with Nessie as well, being like blockers that you can on play take a life, whereas Zarbon's optional, whereas Nessie is mandatory take 1 life. And you got like this 2-cost Freezer, which is just when attacking, take a card from your left hand, then you get to choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 3 or less and switch rest mode. So you got kind of benefits added to the Self-Awaken. So you got different kind of ones that need to attack, one that needs to play, different type ones, and it depends on what you have. But a lot of them have low combo power, so you might not want to fill up on loads of them. But they have some nice effects, cheap cost, good effects, and good utility as well. Like you got Zarbon, the habit of blocker, still be attack, like with Freezer, be able to attack, and then restand so you can block, also helping you awaken as soon as possible, you can get a benefit. And then the other Freezer, which allows you to rest down your opponent's little things, so you can swing into them to get rid of them, or so they can't be used as combo power to defend themselves. So you want to include some of these cards of Self-Awaken, depending on how many you want to run. And once you run, like you got the Freezer, which with Zarbon could be searched, and Zarbon here, which can't be searched unless you're searching for Freezer Army, like Apple. And then it's allowing you to take a life without even to attack, which is quite cool. Then we got resting. So one of the big identities of yellow is, well, yellow's identity is, I would say it's threefold. It's basically resting things, so putting stuff in rest mode so they can't be used to combo or can be attacked into. Locking things down so they can't restand, so they can't be used then they're stuck out of comboing or attacking. And also card advantage, be able to like draw a load of like a load of cards, like be able to gain a lot of advantage drawing quite a few cards. And Freezer's a really nice one. It's a like how we've seen with green, where it's like the only card that really has effects that can pop anything in Broly. This Freezer is the only really card in yellow outside of an extra card that can rest anything on, like not mentioned concept. But the only other card that does it is Preferable, which is an extra card, so you have a body, but it's something like that. Everything's like we've seen with the Freezer only rests on the plastic card. This Freezer's really handy and it's a one cost, so it's very cheap to use. It's 10k combo, so very good combo with, and it's on play. It's just switch any of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode. Your opponent's got a big card that you want to attack into, but they don't have active mode, so you can't do that. Switch to rest mode, and then it's a good combo power as well. So this is a really nice one. You get like a place like this in the starter deck. So once again, it gives the starter deck a good reason to pick up. Then we're coming to near the end of the cards for yellow for the top 10, and we got the boss cards. Now, just like with blue, yellow only has one like very big boss card, like this, like a proper boss card out, but it's got some like mini boss cards in Freezer. And yeah, both cards are Freezer. Just one's just normal Freezer, but the other one's Golden Freezer. So yellow, same with all other colours, all got double striker, and probably the best of the double strikers are in green and yellow. Probably, I would say yellow outweighs the is probably the strongest double striker, because unlike with Vegeta and Goku in red and blue, it has a recurring use of its effect, unlike those which have a one-time use of their effect after they're played. Because Freezer comes down, same as the other ones, 5 cost, 35k, and 0 combo cost. It's a double striker, but its effect, that's like additional to it, is when attacking, it chooses up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and it can't switch to active mode during your opponent's turn. So it's got the same kind of effect as Gordo in locking things down, but it has to attack, and it's just over every turn attacking, so you keep on a big body as double striking, be able to lock things down. Really good. You're going to be running a few copies of these because, unlike with, as I said, unlike with Goku and Vegeta, it gets more use every time it attacks. It gets a benefit of his auto, rather than the other ones which just on play, they do the thing and that's it. They're just double strikers. Whereas this is double striker, but also holding off your opponent by making it so things they have on board that are big, you keep them locked down so they can't use them. And then you got the other Freezer being a big body, being a 4 cost 40k, so very big power for cost. 5k combo, so it's actually got some combo power, but it's got a negative in that it's got a it can't restand your next charge phase. But luckily, you got multiple ways to kind of mitigate this bad effect to make it a good mid boss card. Because you've got the Freezer leader, which allows you to restand it at the end of the turn, so you can swing and restand it. So that way, when it comes to your next turn, it's in active mode already, so you have to worry about it not restanding because it's already active. You've got Caller, which can restand it by discarding a card with its Awaken effect, just because it's 4 cost or less Freezer clan. Can restand it to act again. And you've also got the Ginu Force extra card being Body Change, allowing you to switch something weaker and something else on your board to rest mode, so you can restand it again to attack in the same turn or in another turn to defend. So these are really nice boss cards, being a cheap one as a big body to switch out and has easy ways to mitigate its neg. And you've got the 5-drop Freezer, which allows you to lock down some cards your opponents have on their board that you're having trouble dealing with, while also applying pressure to your opponent's lead and gets the benefit over and over turn every time. And then that brings us down to the last staple, and that is the battle tricks. And yellow has a very few good ones. You notice I haven't put the one like the other ones from the starter decks, because I feel like same with red, the yellow one from the starter deck isn't amazing because it's not its benefit, its additional benefit isn't as great. It's easily played around, whereas the other ones kind of like you get all benefit in one. But you got some other good ones there. You got the Supernova being a very good aggressive battle trick, being like we've seen some of the other colors have, where offensively you can, for one energy, give one of your battle cards or leader cards 20k power for that battle, but also has an additional effect to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and rest mode of 4 or less and lock it down, meaning it can't switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. So it's really nice to add a lot of power to an attack, but also lock something down your opponent's board, so you'd have to worry about it next turn, being able to restand and attack. But then you've also got Bonds of the Ginyu Force, and considering that the Ginyu Force is a very nice package you can put in any yellow deck, this is a nice little benefit to add to it, which is a battle trick, either player's turn, so offensively or defensively, allows you to choose your leader up to one of your battle cards, give it 10k power, so only 10k power on its own, but then is ever additional effect is then that card gets 5k power for each battle card. Well, for the battle, for each card with Ginu Force in the special trait among your lead and battle cards. So this card with the Ginu lead is automatically 15k and even more. But every card is 10k, but then the more Ginu Force you have on board, if you've got at least Rikum and Ginu, that's one cost for 20 energy, 20k power, offensively or defensively, which is really nice. And the more Ginu Force you have on board, the more you spammed out, the bigger this gets. You can get this up to like 60k extra additional power to a card for just one energy, which is a huge, like for one energy getting 60k extra power is a massive, but it does require some setup. So you want to have some battle tricks, but it depends on which one you want to have and whatever ones you use. You even got some yellows even got battle tricks that aren't really like these given power, but other ways. Like you've got body change that I mentioned, which allows you to rest when your little guys on board, to restand when your 4 cost or less battle cards on board instead. So you can rest when you're little guys, to restand when you're big guys, which is never kill battle trick as well. Like yellow has some interesting combos, and these are really good ones to have. And that is it from me today for the yellow ones. So that is it. So we've covered all the colors and gone over what I feel are the top 10 staples. And while some of them have multiple of them, they kind of have the same kind of idea, where it's their battle tricks or specific kind of cards you want to grab and kind of a reason for why. So hopefully that's been helpful. If it has, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time when we go over another video for Dragon Ball Super card game. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.